Okay, so now let's start adding the CSS. First of all, if we go to our theme, which is in this folder, theme, I got my theme here, which I'm using. Yeah, so I got the CSS, the images, the JavaScript files, which are in these folders. Let me show you. So these folders, right? But where we're gonna need to add this, probably for the CSS, we're gonna use the SAS files, which are these ones. Yeah. So anything we're gonna add for the style, we need to add it in the resources folder, right? Because here is where we're gonna add our files, our styles and JavaScript, and from here we're gonna compile them and send them to the public file, right? So every time you can put them straight in the public, but the way we should do it, from this folder, we're gonna work as a developers, and then the application will take and will use all this, the images, the JavaScript, the the CSS, and all this stuff from this folder, right? Because we're gonna compile them and compress them and make them lighter. This is because we need the page to load fast. So I'm gonna show you and I'm gonna explain you in a moment how to do that. But just to keep in mind, you can put them straight away in the public file, but the way is done should be done is through the resources folder, right? So now let's go with the CSS first. I got the CSS here, which is this file. So this file is having like a lot of CSS here, but if we go to the SCSS file folder, we got all these SAS files, right? So if we open this one, just this file, what is doing, so all these files are imported and are these files here, everyone except this one, the last one. So this is importing all these ones, and then we can, what we're gonna do, we're gonna compile this file. In this case is clean block, but we're gonna have, for us will be different one, which is up CSS, and we're gonna stick with this one. But just to know, we're gonna do the same. We're gonna put all the files in this folder, and then in this file here we're gonna import them, everyone. Then we're gonna compile just this file, and this file will be sent to resources, will be sent to the public file. Let me so will be sent here. We'll create a folder CSS, and we're gonna send that file compiled on here, and the same thing will happen with the JavaScript as well. Okay, so let's do that, and you will understand how this will be done. Let's take all this. Yeah, I'm gonna copy all this from the template. I'm gonna do copy and go here. Yeah, and inside of this SAS, I'm gonna paste them. So just paste them there, and then I'm gonna open this file, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just copy this line, this import file, and I will do I will paste it here, just import it. So because I need to import all those extra files to this one. Why? Because I'm just gonna compile this. If I go down here, this is the file which is doing the compile stuff, right? So as you can see here, let me just go up. Here is the root. Yeah. So if I show you here, let me see. This is the root. Is this root? Yeah. Resources, SAS, resources, SAS, and is this file up. You see? Is this one right here. You see? So what is doing this is searching for this file, compiling this file, and send it to this public CSS, which will be created right now, which will be created in a moment. I will do that in a moment, and I will show you how to do it. Yeah, but just to make sure you understand how this process works. And the same will be with the JavaScript. Yeah, the image will be different stuff. I will show you. We're gonna create a symlink. Yeah, so the same. We're gonna search for the resources, which is this one, and yeah, the same. Then JavaScript, JS folder, and let me just open this, and we'll search for this JS app.js. Yeah, if I open this, require boot. So we're gonna require all this JavaScript as well. Okay, so it's pretty much what this does. Okay, so just make sure you understand this process. So let's do it now. Okay, so first of all, what I'm gonna do, as I've done already, is import all this and add. Let me go to app CSS. I'll importing all these extra files. So the files is you can see here there is no underscore on them, and you don't have to add it, but add the name. Yeah, and you have to keep the same order. This is important. You see, this is the order, so this is because is the way how it will be compiled. The order will be compiled is this order. If you change this order, maybe something will break. So keep in mind you need to keep the order as is done in the in the theme, right? So to be able to compile this, we're gonna need to have Node installed. So let's see and test if we have the Node installed. If we open a terminal here, we have to try and see if we get Node installed. So we do Node version. So if we don't have, like I don't have any Node installed, we need to go to the documentation and see how this will be installed. So if I go up here, let me just type Node and compiling, you see. So it's going to compiling assets, and here will tell me what do I need. Yeah, so install Node before triggering the. So if you read through this, you're gonna understand. Before triggering mix, you must first ensure that Node and NPM are installed on your machine. Okay, so we have checked this, and if we don't have it, we need to install it. So let's go to this page. I'm gonna just control click on this. We'll open a Node, and I'm gonna choose Windows, and I will install this. Yeah, so if you don't have it, you should do it as well. Okay, so now once it's installed, if we try again Node version, it's not gonna show us. We need to close this Visual Studio or the console and open it again, right? So if we open it again, now if we try it, Node version, we should be able to see the version. In my case, it's the version 12.16.0. yeah, so maybe in your case will be different, but as you can see, you have it right now. So let's try NPM version as well. Once you got the Node installed, you're gonna have the NPM as well installed. Yeah, in my case it's the version 6.13.4. maybe in your case will be different. Okay, so now we have the Node installed, and let's start and try to compile this. Yeah, so if we go to the documentation and read what it's saying, what we need to do before we're gonna compile them, we need to run this npm install, and what this does, it's installing all dependencies on this package JSON file. So this is like composer JSON file in PHP, but this is for JavaScript, right? So if we open this package JSON, so that command will install all these dependencies for JavaScript, right? So let's open a terminal, new terminal, and run npm install first, npm install, and let's wait for this to be installed. Okay, so now this is done. Once we have done this, I'm gonna do clear just to clean this, and just following the documentation. What we're gonna need to do, we're gonna npm run this npm run dev, and what this does will go and search. If we open this file, the last file, the bottom, let me just make this smaller, and what this will gonna do, we're gonna search for the JavaScript files inside of this resources folder, yeah, which in this case we're gonna have just this file, which is this app.json, and as well for this one, resources sas app css, yeah. So this is just this file, and what we will do, we'll send all this to this folder, yeah, public, and we'll create a JSON folder and a CSS folder for each of them. If we have more, like for example, if we have more, I don't know, author, you know, like this one, whatever file, this will be compiled as well, but we need to do like this, right, for JavaScript as well. But at the moment we got just this file up, because this file includes all other CSS, like you can see here, yeah. So let's open the public, leave open this public. If you look on this folder here, you're gonna see how these two folders will be created, and inside we're gonna have these files up and up CSS, which will contain all the JavaScript and CSS compiled. Okay, so let's run that command, which is npm, let me just npm run dev, and if everything goes correctly, if we don't have any error, should be able to see the files and the folders created. Okay, so now as you can see here, we got the extra two folders already created here, right? Everything went well. We got a message here for the Windows. So if we go inside of here, we have those two files, which if I'm opening, let me close the console, and here we have all the CSS which is coming from all the files, right? So now if I go to the browser, before I refresh the page, I need to include this on my layout, right? So let me just go here, let me just close this all, and go to resources, views, and I have the layout in here in the update. In the header, I should be able to include that file, which is coming from public, right? Which will be a slash, because now I don't gonna need this, because I have a different file which will be up CSS, so I need to modify this. So all the files, if I do just slash, this will know, because it has to go to the public folder. So we're gonna use a function later on to see, it's called it assets, you know, which is searching for the assets in the public folder. But you can leave it at the moment like this, CSS, and just call the up CSS. Let me just delete this and do up, and now I should be able to see the styles, part of the styles, because we need to do something else, you know, because here we don't have all the styles, but we have part of it. So let's refresh the page, and you can see there is there is part of the style there is already created, right? But we miss some other, because if we go here, you can see we have another CSS files here, and we have fonts, and this is coming links coming from outside. But here we have in a vendor folder which are missing. Yeah, we have in the theme a vendor folder which we need to copy and paste it in our public folder. So let me go and open the theme, and here if I go inside of here, you can see the vendor, right? So we need to copy that and put it on our public folder, and do the right route here to be able to bring all that. Let me just test the home as well. Yeah, so everything is working, you know, but we missed the menu here. So that's because of this CSS from the vendor. So let's copy that. First, let's copy that folder, because we need that folder. Includes all other extra like Bootstrap, you know. So let me just do copy, and I will paste it here. Okay. So once we get it here, what we gonna need to do is just put a slash in front of this vendor stuff, a root. Yeah. So if I save this, let me just go. I got a jQuery and Bootstrap as well, so let me do this as well, because we're gonna need this. And this we're gonna need to add all the JavaScript which are in this. Let me see. You see there is a app.js here, but in resources, if we go to this file, we have this is searching for the app, no here, but in our project in resources. So we have this JS, and this is compiling the app, as you can see here. Let me just, so as you can see, this app is this one here, right? And it's compiling this to our public in JS. So what we need to do to be able to add our JS, which is this one, clean blog min. We need to go here, and let me just see, clean blog. So we have this. Let me see if we copy that and add it. Resources, no, we need to do that. So let's copy the clean blog. Yeah, I'm gonna copy and paste it in our JS file folder in resources. So let me paste that. Yeah, and once it's done, what I have to do, open this file, and I will need to do another line here. Just delete this mix at the beginning. Yeah, and just leave it as it is, but just change the name with our file. Let me just go here in the clean block. Let me just copy the right name, just to make sure you have the right name, and I will paste it here. And this what we'll do, I will do another compile, and we'll compile this file and send it to our JSON file to be able to use it. Yes, so you see here we have just app. So let's open the terminal and run again npm run dev, and this will compile this file which is missing, right? So let me just press enter. Is nothing happened because I didn't save the file. You can see here is not saved. So let me save it again and run it again. Okay, so now as you can see here, you can see this is done as well, you see. And now if we go to our JavaScript folder in the public, you can see this is compiled as well. So now we can use it. Let me just close the terminal, and if I go to the up blade, because this is my terminal, let me this is my layout, let me close this. So we have add this for the vendor, for the font, we have add for the vendor bootstrap, and we want to do it for this one, JavaScript clean block. So we need to add a slash in front. So now we have this one as well, vendor, and we have all the CSS and JavaScript which are correctly routed, right? So let me save this file and go to the browser, to the project, and now if I refresh the page, I should be able to see all the style and everything, and even the menu, it's working. Now if I go to about, you see this is the about. If I go to the contact, this is the contact, you see. So everything is working now except the images. We need to put our images. Before I go ahead with the headers, I think I missed this. This is if we go here, as you can see in the JSON public JavaScript JS folder, there is a clean blog, not clean blog.min. So let me just delete this, yeah, because otherwise will not gonna work. If I refresh this, now as you can see, so this was missing this part, yeah, for the header. So just make sure you do that the same. Okay, so now let's fix the images as well, the header with the images. If you like this video, please give a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to our channel.